Welcome to National Discourse.
Current affairs.
We must not extricate anybody from corruption. If any one of them is found wanting, the due course and the law must take its course.
Nation building.
Administration is slightly different from the last one in the fight against corruption.
We need to really task our leaders, who are the religious leaders, from the emir, from the bishops, from whoever they can.
Some of our village markets, there are people, they call them in house like Nakama. They are like Abiru in the markets. Whatever anything is not useful to you is not important to you.
Politics.
What happened in Benue might be political. It still has another tone, not political, dated way back. If you follow history,
it's interactive.
Not part of Nigeria.
Okay.
And it will not be good for us.
When they gather their people, they tell them, these Hausa people are your enemies. When the Hausas gather together, they tell them, these Igbo people are your enemies. When the Yoruba people gather together, they say the same thing.
Who are we? We are just from the background, and today we are here in TSTV, and that is why we must propagate our own.
National Discourse, weekdays on NCTV.
Welcome to National Discourse.
Current affairs.
We must not extricate anybody from corruption. If any one of them is found wanting, the due course and the law must take its course.
Nation building.
Administration is slightly different from the last one in the fight against corruption.
We need to really task our leaders, who are the religious leaders, from the emir, from the bishops, from whoever they can.
Some of our locals gather together, they say the same thing.
Who are we? We are just from the background, and today we are here in TSTV, and that is why we must propagate our own.
National Discourse, weekdays on NCTV.
Hello, good morning and welcome to National Discourse. This is a beautiful Tuesday morning. We are glad to have you, seated tight on your seat to contribute to this program and of course to listen to what we have to say. Today we are going to be looking at 4 years in view. Of course, it's no longer news that elections have come and gone when it has to do with the presidential election and all that. Now we are going to be looking at what we are expecting in the next 4 years. 4 years in view is the topic we have today. So you sit back and then listen carefully, and the number will be scrolling on the screen that you can call us, reach out to us and give us your contributions. And of course, I have a wonderful guest in the studio who has always been there for us, our regular guest, and I know he's coming in today with another smile on his face. We'll go for a short break, and when we come back, I will introduce my guest and we roll out from there.
Welcome to National Discourse.
Current affairs.
We must not extricate anybody from corruption. If any one of them is found wanting, the due course and the law must take its course.
Nation building.
Administration is slightly different from the last one in the fight against corruption.
We need to really task our leaders, who are the religious leaders, from the emir, from the bishops, from whoever they can.
Some of our village markets, there are people, they call them in house like Nakama. They are like Abiru in the markets. Whatever anything is not useful to you is not important to you.
Politics.
what happened in Benue might be political. It still has another tone, not political, dated way back. If you follow history,
it's interactive.
Not part of Nigeria.
Okay.
And it will not be good for us.
When they gather their people, they tell them, these Hausa people are your enemies. When the Hausas gather together, they tell them, these Igbo people are your enemies. When the Yoruba people gather together, they say the same thing.
Who are we? We are just from the background, and today we are here in TSTV, and that is why we must propagate our own.
National Discourse, weekdays on NCTV.
Glad to have you back out with me in the studio, Citizen Goodman Ako. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to Nigerians.
Okay. Any other follow?
Yes, congratulating Nigeria for the successful presidential election.
Okay.
So congratulate every Nigerian that participated in the process.
But there's this unusual little smile on your face.
It is not usual. But I should smile. I should. There's a period to smile. There's a period to walk. There's a period to smile.
The last time you visited the studio, you didn't have this smile.
No, I was always having it because I'm not God, not a prophet, but it was obvious. Where you could see from the pendulum, you can see where the victory was already driving towards. You are aware. If the other candidate is better, I will have gone for that. But if you have a better option, what is the fear?
Okay. Now we are looking at 4 years in view. Having gotten the victory or the mandate of the people, what lies ahead for us? What are the things we're expecting from this government? And of course, I will take our mind to the cardinal point at which this government came into power 2015, security, fight for corruption, and of course the economy. So I want us to revisit them and then looking at them as what we're expecting. Are we expecting it better off in this administration, in this new administration that will yet take place from May? Or what are we expecting exactly?
Thank you very much, Uche. But there's one thing that I've been observing. I don't know why it has been like that or why it should be like that. Is it that the media people don't congratulate anybody who has, if you have done well in an election or whatever? All of you are quiet. Are you not supposed to thank or congratulate, if not the president-elect Nigerians?
Okay, we have done that, but the reason why is as if you won't see much from the media is that the media is meant to remain apolitical and of course neutral.
Yeah, this is no longer
giving out congratulatory messages. Yes, that have been done, but it won't be that obvious because we have regulatory body that expects you to remain neutral, and of course that is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, the neutrality is there and election has been conducted. So what side are you taking again if you thank the winner of an election?
No. The winner have been thanked.
Okay.
We have. But you don't expect us to go into it that deeply because yes, elections have come and gone. We still have some agreed parties. There are still Nigerians. And the media is always there to serve all Nigerians. That is the reason why you won't see that in depth.
It's okay. I just made my observation known.
Okay.
I could see even other countries congratulating us. But you are a Nigerian before you are a journalist. So you are involved. Your life is involved. Thank God we have won. And about the expectation. Yes. You know the cardinal points already. He talks about the economy, security, and anti-corruption. Everything is tied to these three. And we have a package for next level. Package for next level is about economic growth. Under it you have employment, business, trading, everything that will put food on the table of a common man. Okay? So this will be tackled decisively. And you're going to see it in just a moment. The issue of security, there's no going back. The president ordered some aircraft that will be produced this year, ordered it last year, that will be produced here. So we're expecting more weapons to be able to get rid of all these pockets of crisis at the borderlines here and there. And internal security, more recruitment will take place this year, which will be able to take care of our country. And the issue of corruption, there's no going back.
Okay, I would want us to start taking it one after the other. Let's still look at the security. Now, day before yesterday, there was this news flash that there is crisis in Zamfara state. Not crisis by people, by bandits. That some persons were captured after some masked armed bandits, stormed the town. Now, these are still security concerns we are still seeing. in Nigeria? This is shortly after the elections. What does that have to tell us?
Well, no leader world over has been able to eliminate crisis or security issues. It's not done. There are agitations here and there. There are positive and negative agitations here and there. There are people fighting in some cases for what they don't really know about, hired machineries. There are people sponsoring crises here and there, which may not be politically motivated. It can be issue of personal thing, business or interest, actually. And area that people fight based on ignorance, fake rumor, misinformation. So, and what I want government to do is really get to the root. The issue of Sambisa and Co is dying down, and the issue of Zamfara bandits is coming up. They should try to get to the root of it. I think 1 or 2 persons must have been caught by now, and they must be able. Government should be able to extract information from them to guide them on how to handle the issue. So, issue of security in the whole of Bible or Quran, there were crises. That's why we are always preparing for defense. We have people put on ground to be able to withstand or face it. So
you're saying that the crisis we experience is normal?
No, crisis is normal. There must be crisis anywhere in the world. There's crisis. Even in America today, there's crisis.
Okay. So should that be encouraged?
No, I'm not. You didn't hear what I have said. I said crisis is always there. Life is built on it. If you want me to go deep into it, I'll tell you about Abel and Cain. They just a little issue, and life was lost, and they are twin, brother of the same parents. So I'm not supporting security in any form, in any way. I condemn it in its entirety.
Okay.
But what I'm telling you is that government is preparing seriously. As we're talking, recruitments of Air Force is going on. Air Force Navy is going on, and more police, more soldiers will be recruited to tackle it decisively.
Okay, now I would want to ask you, when we talk about policing, or when you talk about security, and you want to, diversify to the police unit itself. Now, do you think we have enough policemen to handle the population of Nigeria? Having in mind that we have these policemen following some dignitaries in Nigeria.
I have said this on this particular platform before. We are suffering from inadequate personnel, police personnel. They are grossly inadequate. And we are shouting loud and clear for government to do something about it. If that's the area they can create employment for Nigeria, I think it's nice, so good to save lives and property. Because you cannot do business, or you cannot even conduct a good governance, can't rule well in the midst of insecurity, where there are issues of security here and there. So concentration of government should be majorly on security. They should be able to recruit young Nigerians, energetic Nigerians, who are ready to put their lives on the line of duty to defend and protect our territorial integrity. So government should look at that direction seriously. We are going to shout this to the ears of Mr. President. We are not just there to say Baba, clap hand for him, he has won, and we'll go and sleep. No, we will not go and sleep. I particularly will be sending my memo to him through whichever means that you get to him directly. He needs to really give attention to security first. Any other things can fall behind that. So we need more. I was going home for this election. I met a particular scenario at a place called Banda before Lokoja. I met some policemen, and what they were doing, if that was actually why they were there, it was okay. They were there to search vehicle of people going down to see whether they are carrying any weapon, and equally to see the number of policemen attached to one person. So you see one man going home with 20 policemen, 15 policemen, 30 policemen, convoy of policemen following one person home. Who are you? Why how many lives do you have? So I saw them stopping and then removing those police from those people and then sending back to their station to go and do the protect the lives and property of Nigeria. That's why you see some of the candidates from Kogi shouting that they stopped them from entering Kogi State. No, nobody stopped them from entering Kogi State. Why was I not stopped? Why should anybody stop anybody, a candidate for that matter, in an election? Why should they be stopped? For what reason? But they were going with Chini, battalion of policemen, and they were asking them to reduce those policemen. You are entitled to some few numbers of policemen because you might be attacked also. But they are going with a battalion of a police. Trucks of policemen following one person.
Now, is that not worrisome? Who releases or who assigns this policemen to these individuals?
Yes.
If we are saying that we had policemen probably stopping people to checkmate this, or probably reducing the number of policemen going with a particular individual. Now, are we seeing a division in the unit? Who releases or assigns these policemen to these individuals?
Well, that question should be directed to the appropriate authority. I would suggest, that's what I told you at the time, you need to involve these people, bring them to this hot seat here. You need to bring security officers here, military, police, SSS, civil defense, what have you. They should come and answer some questions which we cannot answer for them. They are the one posting them. They are the one doing that. They use business with it. One senator brought this issue out the other time, Senator Misau, or what is his name, that the money generated, the revenue from police is enough to take care of this country. Actually, they are doing that. They are taking money from the hierarchy of police, and then they give them the number of police. They will ask you, how many do you want? Police officer asking you, how many number do you want? When we have less police. In my local government in Ida, the total number of police covering the entire local government are about 40 something. When I went to, I saw the record about 40 something. Then that 40 something, you look at it this way: the chairman to take his own, Tagala to take his own, secretary to take his own, other traditional to take their own, the Achadu has its own, banks, we have about 4, 5, 6 banks to take their own. They are there, polytechnic rector to take his own. All these people to take their own, and you discover that you have not less than 15 policemen
to govern the entire
local government.
Wow.
So what are we talking about? Some people are responsible for the insecurity of this country, and they are known. We know them. We should stop pretending. Please invite them here to ask them who is posting police, please. Like the Commissioner of Police for Federal Capital, the IG of Police, you have the leverage, you have everything that covers you to invite them to this seat. Tell us who is giving out these policemen, and why are they giving out chunks of policemen to one person? What is that person? What is his own fear? Who is attacking him? I contested governorship election before. I moved around the local government, 21 local government, without a single policeman. It's unique. I did that in the whole of this country. Nobody. The commissioner of police at that time was afraid. Say, you come and take your police. You are entitled to 7 policemen. You are doing. I went around campaigning the entire 21 local government without a single policeman following me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I survived it. Who will attack me? What have I done? I have people following me. Yes, they will protect me, but nobody even made any attempt to attack me. Why should I be attacked? Because I didn't put my hands in anything that is not good. I have no stain, no skeleton, no fear.
So are you invariably saying that the people moving with a huge number of policemen are actually afraid because of what they've done?
Majority of them. Why are you going with 10 policemen? Only you. Where would that happen in the whole world? Because you are contesting the election, you are carrying 20 policemen, 10 policemen. Why? If you are afraid, go and get out of the race. Or better still, build your security. There are security outfits with trained personnel. Go and hire them. Go and get them to protect you if you are afraid. Why should you take out of our own police that are guiding Nigeria 20, 15, 18, 30, guiding one person, one Nigerian? Who are you? What is special about you? IG should be brought in. You go and bring IG here. Bring computer. Ask them who is posting this police. Man, we have pictures. If you want to bring, we'll bring. You see how policemen are following police to the extent that police now carrying briefcase for politician. Police are carrying umbrella for politician. Police are carrying handbag for wife of politician. Nigerian police. My sister, is annoying. And shapeless as they are, they don't mind. If anybody, if their bastard is talking, they handle microphone. They are the one again doing the journalist work. They carry bag. They clean shoe. They are houseboys and housegirls. So this should be stopped.
All right, we'll do well to invite the relevant authority to
Please do that.
come down to answer to this most of these questions.
Yes.
So we are still looking at 4 years in view, and from what you said, we are expecting, of course, praying alongside Mr. President to, ensure that the country is properly, looked after when it has to do with the security. And of course, you're talking about employment of more security personnel in the relevant outfits and all that. Now, that is another issue we are having. When you're talking about recruitment exercise in Nigeria, we had someone yesterday, and there are some questions that were coming up. Now, what is the plan of Mr. President for the Nigerian youth, for the unemployed Nigerian youth? I think we should just swing in from there. As still what we're expecting in this next 4 years.
Well, let me tell you something. World over, governments cannot accommodate everybody.
Sure.
The economy of developed world is people driven. What we need here now is power, energy, enough energy. They should be, if they're able to stabilize it, enough energy, provide security, make facilities available, soft loan like market money, trader money.
The trader money, is it the one that the vice president gave out to traders in the market?
And power, yes.
The 10,000 naira?
Yes.
What would that do to any individual?
It will do a lot of things.
10,000 naira?
A lot of things.
Okay.
A lot of things. I have seen a graduate teaching in a school in my place, and he told me his salary is 5,000 naira for 1 month. So if you are given, they don't give to those who are not doing business. Mark you. That money is not given to you. If you don't have business doing, they don't give you. The money is given to who is already in business, to move you, to push your business, for you to expand.
Let me
tell you something.
Okay.
You may see somebody selling GSM card, credit card. When you get the card, they are always bringing the card out of a small purse. There are areas you go now, you see the person is selling all the cars, maybe about 100 cars are 100 naira. He or she will tell you they cannot sell 1,000 to that people don't buy. But now if you give that person 10,000 naira additional to what he or she is doing, the business will move forward. He or she will increase the business. So, and let me tell you again, you see somebody with a bucket of sachet water, which I don't call pure water, on their head. When you count it, it might be 1 bag, 20 sachet of water, and that is 200 naira or 250 or 300 naira. And you give the same person 10,000 naira in addition to the business the person is doing. You say there's no improvement?
Now, the area I'm asking this question is, I wouldn't want us to go back to whether it was politically masterminded. No, let's not go there. Now, we are looking at unemployed Nigerians that are not engaged in any business. Now, what was done or what happened with traders' money are the monies that were given to people in the market. Now, we are looking at unemployed Nigerians that are still at home looking for money to start up business or waiting for government to employ them. And you are talking about soft loans. Where would they get such loans from?
That's why I told you that the government will make available facilities is a world thing, world over. So if you tell me where government is getting it from, government is making her money from revenues.
No. I'm asking where the individual will get it from.
Are you asking me because of this government, or these are
No.
There are outlets that are there since, and this government is already adding more outlets for you. You have a NISAL, you have a Bank of Industry and Agriculture. You have all these things supporting.
How easy?
People.
How easy it is?
It's not going to be easy.
Hold on. It's easier for someone in business to access loan. But the peculiar situation I want us to look at is a fresh graduate, for example, that is out of school and there is no work for the person, and the person wants to engage in a business. How easy Is it for the person to access loans from the places you're calling?
It's not always easy. You have to struggle. If you read the life history of some people today, they will tell you how they started. Jonathan told us there's no slippers to wear. Atiku told us the same thing. Dangote the same thing. Okorocha the same thing. At a point in their life, even all these, they told us they were even into taxi driving. They were taxi drivers. So you must start from somewhere. You must have to do something.
Okay.
So strong. You don't care for where you come from or who you are. You go into do things that are legitimate, things that are legal, to raise money for business. In the street of New York, Paris, anywhere, there's no money on the street. And government is not a Father Christmas. You must have to start from somewhere. You must have to do something from secondary school. People start something. When I was in the school, secondary school, I started collecting skin, hide and skin, animal skin, and I was selling. I was collecting it, buying it. Some persons I will even beg them to give me, and you sell it to raise some money to move to the next level. So you can't sit down and be telling me things are difficult without giving it a try, without making any effort. It will remain more difficult than you even think or thought it is.
Now, the traders' money that was given sometime last month, how often are we expecting this to be done?
Yes,
or was it just done because it was election period?
Yes, I was waiting for you to ask this question, Uche.
You know I would ask.
Because I was trying to let it go, because you said something initially that it was politically motivated.
I asked.
You say so, and that is the belief, and I want to call it an erroneous belief in Nigeria. So if a footballer is juggling ball, is training ball, you say because it's a footballer is juggling a ball, is training, is playing, or if he's running, walking, because you see it's a footballer, because he has to do that to keep fit. Somebody came into an office through politics. A politician came into an office through politics. Do you want to separate him from politics or her? So even if he's giving money and people are taking and they're supporting the person, that's what be it.
That money, was it personal money, or was it from the pocket of a person, Mr. President, or the Vice President?
Okay,
or was it Nigerian money?
Very good question. Was the money
talking about
was it giving the money to Nigerian, or he was diverting the money?
No, the money was given to Nigerians.
And then what are you
you're talking about politicking.
Yes.
Good.
Politician will be a politician when he's not elected. But when you elect him and put him in an office, he becomes a government official.
All right. So
and the money,
was from
and the money belongs to government, and government money is for the people.
Okay, now calm down. We had so many people that were contesting for this electoral position. I'm talking about the presidency. We had over 70 of them. Now, if one person had access to government money, like you've agreed with me, to use for politics or to use for his campaign, what happens to other persons that don't have access to this government money?
Well, what happened to you is what happened to you, because you are not there. You are less privileged.
If
Yes.
Should if you are
not where the rain is falling, you can't fetch it.
Now,
and if you are not close to a river, you can't fetch it. So you suffer for water.
So is that the reason could that be the reason why the result came out the way it did?
Well, he won the election initially without government or without traders' money or market money. He won it, and he even scored more votes than now.
Okay.
So why are you saying is that because?
No. I'm just
asking. The president scored more votes without traders' money, without market money, without loan, than when there was this facility for people to enjoy. Are you saying before the last election, Olusemeto took $2 million? You knew how much Dansuki shared. Nanadi, you know how much 400 and something million. Fani Kayode 870 million. We know, is that what you want, how the money should be shared? Who did you hear that was given 1 million? They gave money to market people, and you can see them struggling to get this money. They need it. This is the first time the common people, traders, are benefiting from the government of this country. Go to the market. You see how tattered the market is. In the last 16 years, the PDP ruled this country. What value did they add to the markets and the market women? What did they do? Did they even care? Did they even know the road to the market? Contractors are bringing food for them to eat. Did they care who is producing this food? What are you talking about? They gave money back to the people. Government money went back to the people. And they are supporting their business. And you see, they were happy celebrating it. And they returned the support back to those that gave them the support. Support begets support. You see, when money is shared, one person I know in Ghana must go to a house and it will not come out again. The next thing is to transfer it to change it to foreign currency to pay the children school fees abroad. Is that what you want this government to do? We supported Buhari because he is a talaka, a commoner, and he lives with us. And he knows the feelings of the common people. And I will support him forever.
All right. Can we move on to the power sector?
Move to anywhere.
What are we expecting this the next 4 years? Now, when the government came into power, we saw a very big improvement in the power sector when it has to do with people having power, especially for business. And of course, no business can thrive very well without power. Now, at some point, we started seeing a decline to this. Now, what are we expecting in the next 4 years when it has to do with power, so that some businesses can thrive?
Thank you very much. The truth must be told. You media houses should be able to tell the world the truth.
Okay.
You set the agenda for people. Power under this government is far more better off than what it used to be.
Constantly?
No,
or on the average?
Listen to me. I'm going somewhere.
Okay,
you
I'm
ask me a
listening.
question and I should do justice to the question.
I'm listening.
Okay? They left the power at 3,000 megawatts. Today is 7,000 plus. That's an improvement. But then let me tell you why things keep declining and why we are where we are. Have you forgotten that the government before now sold out NEPA and the name was changed from NEPA to Disco? And have you forgotten that Obasanjo told Nigerians, the document is there, that he invested 19 or 16 billion dollars, 16 billion dollars, and the same outfit was sold for less than 5 billion dollars or 5 billion dollars. What 16 billion was invested. And again, the contractual agreement did not allow this government to participate as expected of a government in power generation and distribution. They are only watching them, following, monitoring them, because they sold it out and they signed it. This government is ready to retrieve, to take it back and give to those. They don't have the capacity. I have met with them, NEPA officials. I have discussed with them. They don't have the capacity for the power to improve. All these wires we are using, external wires, are now obsolete. Nowhere in the world they are using it. They cannot conduct enough energy. They need to change power wires all over the country. And this government that came in to make profit without investing money, they don't even have the capital to do the business. So they are looking out for who can do it, and they give them the business. By the time they replace all these old wires, you see that power will be stabilized by 70-80%, that we can rely on it and say we have power. So this government is handicapped. This government is separated from power issue completely. If you don't know the details, go and find out. Say somebody came here and told you this lie, then you will prove me right or wrong at the end of the day. They sold NEPA to themselves. We knew those behind the company that bought NEPA, and all they are doing business with Nigeria, just like they promised that a president said he will enrich his friends. That's a promise of a president to a country. And you're telling about somebody who is sharing money to market women that is doing politics. What do you expect him to do? To be a political? A politician should not do politics? What's wrong with politics? And the people are following you and they're giving you support and vote. What again is wrong with it? What do you want? You're a politician and you're playing politics, and that's the game you have signed to do. And the people are buying into it. They're following you and they're giving you support. That's what is allowed.
All right, now, are you saying right now, like you said, that the government is handicapped? Are you saying there's nothing the government can do to ensure that their power, improves in Nigeria?
That is, in fact, it's part of the next level package I told you. Next level is a package.
And that
power is it. You will see what happens. Wait for the next 6 months. Their contract will have expired.
Okay.
And then they will engage new hands, or government go directly to go into it like as usual to do it, or look for those with the capacity, those that have the technical know-how and the wherewithal to do it, and engage them on terms. Then we'll give you 6 months to see how you can manage before we sign full contract. I'm even advising government, they shouldn't sign any full contract with anybody. There should be a period of probation, period of trial, They give government sign contract 6 months. When they improve in the 6 months, you increase it to 1 year. Don't sign any 4 years contract with anybody. I'm begging this president, Buhari and his team. And Fashola, if you are hearing me, nobody should sign 4 years with contract with anybody. 6 month contract, it can be extended for another 6 months or 1 year. When as they improve, you extend it. If they are not improving, then they have a limited period to stay. Then you remove them from there. We cannot wait for them to bring down the economy of this country. No.
All right. Now, there is a statement that has been on the forefront of the media that was allegedly made by Mr. President, that this 4 years is going to be tough or hard. And then a follow-up sentence to that is that anybody without integrity will not make his cabinet. My number one question there is, are we saying that we had people without integrity that were part of the current cabinet before it's been changed?
The answer is yes.
So who chose those people?
Yeah. Political movement or party is like a tsunami, like a tornado that will not consult anything on the ground before moving it. He said something. I don't know whether if you listen to him very carefully, he said he was only following and studying the system.
Okay.
You see, there are godfathers which you cannot remove from politics.
Sure.
So the godfathers will bring their candidates, and having worked together with you, you can hardly say no to some of their candidates. You wouldn't know those he stopped from participating in his government. What you know is those that are working in government, and you have definitely some of them that lacks integrity completely. And since he has realized that, and he has told us that the yardstick, the first qualification is integrity. I'm sure this is what we are going to see this time around.
Now, did he have to wait till 4 years to realize that some of these people lacks integrity?
Yeah, he has been a soldier all his life. He has been a soldier. He has nothing to do with these people. He will take his time to study. Like to acquire a first degree will take you about 4 years. He has gotten his first degree in politics.
My question is,
I have answered you that you took the time to study them.
Mr. Integrity, like as Nigerians know him, for. Now, did he have to take him 4 years to realize that these people in his cabinet lacks integrity? And a follow-up question to that is, if that is the case, what if he was not re-elected? What would have happened?
He will go home.
Good. So if he knew, or at some point he discovered that these people lacks integrity, do you think it would have been good for him to have continued with them?
No, you see, let me tell you, a government or politics is a combination of everything. In politics, you have the bad, the good, the ugly. There are several departments. You even have the criminals. The bad ones, they're all there. The politics accommodate them. In government, there are people that will keep pretending for the 4 years. You know that it's not the all news that gets to you that will get to the Mr. President.
Sure.
It's not all news that gets to you. They have restricted some people's access. They stop them from accessing the president. These are the people who have given him the vital information. But those people cannot access his ears.
All right.
So that's why you see some of these deadwoods were retained for the 4 years. And Mr. President actually was able to carry them for the reason best known to him, which left for me. I wouldn't carry them for these 4 years.
That's exactly what I want to
I
hear.
will not carry them for these 4 years.
Because at the point you discover these people lacks integrity, as your name, as people know you as Mr. Integrity, you should have dropped them.
Yes, you see, it took the intervention of Adam Oshomole to even help him at a point, because a lot of them were going out of their ways. They were doing things that were not expected of any public officer of their caliber. They were taking his quietness for something else.
Is he quiet?
He was quiet at the point.
Okay.
And he was even too quiet.
Okay.
I would say too quiet, which was not too good for Nigerians and some of us.
Too quiet or not taking actions in some things?
Too quiet.
Can you explain that
Too
in 1
quiet
minute?
that he will give you the rope to pull to the end. Some leader will give you the rope to pull. When you get to the half, they cut it.
Okay.
Yes, it was quiet. When you pull the rope to the end, and then that will be the end of the whole thing.
Okay.
It was too simple, and probably because they see him as a hard man. People see him as a very hard, tough man before now. And democracy allows excesses.
Okay.
Too much freedom.
All right.
And so be it. That happened to him. But we want to thank God that God has brought him back. And he has studied, he has seen this thing. You can see that the wife has to shout at the point because the way things was going at the point was not the direction we expected. But thank God.
All right. Thank you very much for gracing the studio today. From what you have told us today, we are expecting much from Mr. President in the next 4 years.
So much.
So much. And of course, having come out to say this, the next 4 years is going to be tough, we want to restrict that meaning to him.
The toughness is 4 years is going to be for some categories of people.
Okay, it's not for everybody.
Not for everybody.
Okay.
Who are those people? Looters, criminals, lazy ones, those without vision or mission. So
all right, this is where we're going to wrap up on National Discourse to allow the news at 10 to come on board. Thank you very much, sir, once again. And signing out, I remain your host, Uche Uduma. See you same time tomorrow. God bless you.
Welcome to National Discourse.
Current affairs.
We must not extricate anybody from corruption. If any one of them is found wanting, the due course and the law must take its course.
Nation building.
Administration is slightly different from the last one in the fight against corruption.
We need to really task our leaders, who are the religious leaders from the emir, from the bishops, from whoever they can.
Some of our village markets, there are people, they call them in house like Nakama. They are like Agbero in the markets. Whatever anything is not useful to you is not important to you.
Politics.
What happened in Benue might be political. It still has an undertone, not political, dated way back. If you follow history,
it's interactive.
Not part of Nigeria.
Okay.
And it will not be good for us.
When they gather their people, they tell them, these Hausa people are your enemies. When Hausas gather together, they tell them, these Igbo people are your enemies. When the Yoruba people gather together, they say the same thing.
Who are we? We are just from the background, and today we are here in TSTV, and that is why we must propagate our own.
National Discourse, weekdays on NCTV.